Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. So subscribe and hit the bell icon right now. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Diary Confessions of a Hyperromantic Asexual book and Asexual Perspectives. So, have you ever thought what it would be like to have a self-date? Or is this something you've never come across before? Or do you already do it, but you need more advice about how to make the most of your self-date time? If so, you've come to the right place. So first of all, what is self-dating? Now, self-dating is not the same as just deciding, oh, I need a sandwich because I'm very hungry. So let me go into that cafe now and grab a sandwich. That's not self-dating. Self-dating is when you intentionally set a date with yourself. So just like you'd set a date with a boyfriend, girlfriend, non-binary person, transgender person, whatever type of person you're into, just as you set a date with a person, you make that person yourself. This means you should be behaving and acting in a way in which you would want your ideal date to behave and act. So self-dating is all about being intentional to get the most out of self-dating, because this video is all about how to get the most out of self-dating in terms of increasing your self-confidence, self-trust, and self-esteem. So you have to make self-dating an intentional practice. And in order to improve yourself, your life, your relationships in general, and the people with whom you are interacting and wanting to attract in your life, so we want to attract better quality people for us, that means we need to be treating ourselves like we wished we had the best day ever. So I want you to be thinking before you go on your date. One is, ask yourself this question: have I actually got a self-date? Have I put a date in the diary when I am dating myself, or a date in the calendar? Or have I made it a habit that I date a specific day of the week every single week, no matter what? This is about intention. Now, the reason you're being intentional is because you want to build trust with yourself and you want to put yourself first. You want to be raising your vibration, your energy vibration, in which case self-dating should help with this because it should help you feel good about yourself. But you also want to be raising your standards with yourself. Why is this important? It's important because if you raise the standards with yourself, you're less likely to tolerate poor standards from other people, be it now in your life or in the future. So we must make self-dating an intentional practice. And by doing so, we will form new habits. Be intentional about the day you're going on a date and what you're actually doing on that date. You can be spontaneous as well to a degree, because we want spontaneity sometimes on a date. But if you're a person that really loves structure on a date, then act as if you are going on a date with your bestest ever amazing person. Like, if you were to have your dream person right now, what would that day or date, even if it's a date for just a few hours, what would that date look like? What would the day look like? What would need to happen for you to feel special, loved, cherished, and adored? This is so important. Because whatever that is, I want you to be doing that with and for yourself. So you need to set the date either in your diary or on your calendar, or make it a habit that every single week you do that. So I have a new habit, you might have noticed, where every single Sunday now I go on a self-date with myself. And I don't miss a Sunday now. So before I got into my last relationship, which did end badly, I self-dated, but I didn't do it that regularly. I certainly didn't do it every week. And even when I was doing it more regularly, it still wasn't every week. So far, since I said I'm back to self-dating again, every Sunday I'm self-dating now. Sunday is my self-date day. Now, this just feels so good. Setting the intention and following through with myself and actually making myself get up when I've only had a few hours sleep, putting on a really nice outfit that I feel hot and sexy in, even though I'm asexual, just makes me feel so good, right? Because if I was going on a date with a guy, I'd want to look good, right? I'd want to be wearing clothes that make me feel good, that make me feel gorgeous. I might not wear dressy clothes all the time for him. I'm wearing dressy clothes for me because I'm like, I want your best clothes on you, Sandra, because I want you to be hot and beautiful for me, right? I want to have the best date with you. So I am treating myself as if I'm super into myself. It not in a narcissistic way or a big-headed way, in a I'm dating you, Sandra, right? And if I'm dating you, what do you love in terms of dates? So what I want you to do, ideally, is write down how you would like a date to go. So you have to basically write down what qualities of characteristics you'd like the person to have who you date, and what you would like your day to look or feel like. Well, ideally both with that person, because you are your date, right? But we're going to be doing it intentionally. This is to raise our self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-trust. The more you write or examine what you like and what you want in a relationship, dating scenario, and the more you endeavor to do this with yourself and basically pretend you are your date, you're not even pretending because you are your actual date. But if you think in your mind, if it's too hard for you to think yourself on a date, just think of you going and pretend in your head that you're going with your ideal guy or girl or whatever gender you're into, right? And make sure you know what you want to feel on that date. Like, what would make you really happy? If I go on a date and, for example, the guy pays me a lot of attention, I love it, right? So when I was on my date today with myself, I had a whole day's dating scenario up to when the shops closed, right? So it was just before 5 when I finished being in the shops, because I knew today I wanted to make special. And I thought I'd go to the cinema. I thought, I think I'm going to go clothes shopping today. And I think I'm going to go and probably eat some food out as well and make a whole day of it, because I have some birthday money to spend. I need to get some new tops for summer. I prefer like kind of floaty tops, more shirts or blouses these days than t-shirts, because I think they look better for my figure, make me even more scrumptious looking. And so I thought this is a perfect day to spend time with myself, chilling out, relaxing, just having a day all to myself, focused on Sandra. Right? Because I love attention. I absolutely adore attention. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel special. Makes me feel wanted, needed, loved, cherished, and adored. And as I'm dating myself, it's my responsibility to give that to myself, because I am on a date with me and I want to make Sandra happy. So this exercise, if you like, in self-dating is all about how to make yourself happy, how to give yourself the best life in the time, especially you're dating yourself. This raises your self-confidence, because if you follow through on what you want to feel and you treat yourself the way you want to be treated, and you act as if you're on an actual date with yourself, which you are, and you believe it wholeheartedly, and you just feel into that, right? Then you are breeding more and more trust within yourself, because you are following through on not just your actions, but your thoughts and your feelings and emotions. You're giving yourself like a holistic experience. Does this make sense? So you're giving yourself like kind of all the senses, right? You're giving yourself an emotional experience, a feeling experience, a caring experience. You're saying, I matter. I want to make myself feel good. I love me. So this builds trust with yourself, which in turn builds self-confidence, and it raises your self-esteem. It does all of those things, and self-worth. The more that you put time, energy, and effort into building that relationship with yourself, the less likely you are to have people come into your life that want to mess you around, that don't value and respect you like you do yourself. Because the more you value and respect yourself, the more other people either have to do that, or you'll just forget about them. You won't be interested in them. So today was a fantastic, oh, I should say yesterday now, because we've gone over midnight. It was one of the most beautiful times I've ever had self-dating, because I really felt into it. I was, going up the road on this date. I going to the cinema. I got up earlier for myself because the cinema was due to start at 9:20. Usually it's 10 or 10:30. So it's like a lot earlier. So I thought, let's get up early because I want to date myself. I wanted to watch a movie, a kids' movie. It's called The Present. It was kind of a weird movie. And I thought, get up for yourself, get up early. So I only had like 5 hours and something sleep because I wanted to make sure I was there on time for myself. I got some pineapple pieces to have in the cinema because I know they're healthy and I want something to snack on when I'm at the cinema, but it's a healthy option I want. So pineapple pieces were delightful. So I grabbed them before I went into the cinema. So I'm treating myself, right? I'm treating myself. And I'm treating myself with healthy things to put in my body. So I put on my best clothes, right? There was gorgeous clothes, right? Nice black short skirt. I love short skirts because I think as a person who's short, and I've got great legs. I love my legs. So I thought as I'm short, then I don't really like long skirts. They just don't really suit me. They just look old on me. Long skirts do. Short skirts look lovely on me. Short skirts look beautiful on me, and I love my legs. I'm like, why not show off your legs? You've got gorgeous legs, Sandra. I like to see my legs. I like to see myself in a nice short skirt because I find myself sexy and hot. I think I look gorgeous. I feel great about myself. And that's what I want you to think, Maybe as an asexual person, you're not comfortable using the word hot, gorgeous, and sexy, any of those words, because a lot of the time asexuals don't say those type of words, right? But I say those type of things to myself because I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with my asexuality. I'm comfortable having a sensual, passionate, erogenous nature within myself. And I blend the two, I'm authentic and true to me. So I want you to think about the clothes you wear before you go out. I want you to think about what time you've got to be there for yourself. I want you to think about food you're gonna eat, like what makes you feel good. I want you to be thinking about all these components. So if you're going on a date, you'd be thinking like, what am I gonna eat with the person? Where am I gonna go to eat? You'd be thinking, if you're a person who needs snacks, what snacks will I take? If you're a person that wants to dress up for a person, I like dressing up for myself. But if you're a person that likes dressing up for a date, then you'd be wanting to wear something like you would normally dress up for, right? But even better because it's for yourself, which is more important, right? So be very intentional with all these things. And then when you're actually in the moment, enjoy it. I switch off my phone. I have my phone off for ages because it's important to switch your phone off and spend time with yourself. I don't actually have an obsession with social media. I use social media all the time, but I'm not obsessed with it in terms of the fact I can switch my phone off sometimes. And I have to be on it 24/7. If I'm on Instagram for a little bit, it's a little bit, and then I'm off there. I prefer Facebook to Instagram anyway. I prefer YouTube. I love YouTube. But I switch my phone off because I'm spending quality time with myself. I left it off for the time I was in New Look as well. It wasn't until I got in Nando's that I started my phone up again. So switch your phone off. Spend some time with yourself, chilling out, getting to know yourself, loving yourself. If you're on a date, would you want that date looking at their phone all the time? No, because they're not paying you attention. They're too busy being distracted with other things all the time. I find having the phone on all the time, constantly, 24/7, not good. Like, have got my phone on the majority of time I'm home now, but if I'm going out, it's good to switch it off. If I was with a friend, I'd be either having my phone on silent in my bag, or I'd be switching my phone off completely. Often I switch my phone off completely for some time because it's good manners. It proves I want to speak to them. I want to be with them in that moment. I want to spend time and attention with them. So you should be doing this with yourself, because this raises your self-worth. It says, I am more important than social media. I am more important than the distractions of the outside world. When I go to the cinema, I really do like to switch off and just not get distracted at all by the outside world. I had a whole cinema screen to myself today. The guy afterwards, he asked me, "Oh, did you like your cinema screening to yourself then?" He goes, "There was meant to be 3 other people. They booked seats, but they never turned up." I said, "Oh, I thought there was some seats booked up and I couldn't sit in them." But anyway, I loved my seat. It was a bit different to where I'd usually sit, slightly different, because I like to sit in the middle, but it was a B4, but I loved it. It was a nice angle. So I want you to try different things when you self-date as well, even if it's changing the angle of the cinema screen, because you pick a different seat than what you usually pick. It's important to try different things, And just because you're on a self-date doesn't mean to say you can't do a bit of flirting if you want with some other people. But obviously, if you were dating some person and you're monogamous, you might, you know what I mean? Would you be doing flirting with other people? Probably not. So that might be a little bit different. You might not want to flirt if you're dating yourself, right? So be careful with that one. Park that one. Have a think. But I really enjoyed my day because it was beautiful. I got to go to the cinema, then I got to go to New Look to get some new clothes. I got some stuff on the sale, nice couple of pairs of pajamas, reduced pajama bottoms, I should say. Nice short skirt again. I got a 3 now, which makes me really happy because I like to rotate them, and I love the skirt. The skirt I wear is from New Look. I love it so much. I like seeing my legs. I like seeing my figure. I like seeing my body shape. I like wearing short skirts. I hate wearing long skirts. It's like I'm not old. I'm young. I need to be wearing young skirt and showing my legs. For me, because I just like looking at my legs. I'm like, you've got a sexy legs, Sandra. They're beautiful. You know what I mean? They're nice, smooth. I shave my legs every day, usually in the shower. So, and my arms. They're really nice. So, you know what I mean? I make myself look nice for myself. So it's really important because all these type of things raise your self-confidence, which raises your self-esteem, self-worth. And the more you do things for yourself, the more you trust yourself. I had the most relaxing day. A lot of my pain I wasn't even thinking about with my back. I was just enjoying spending time with me and for me and doing stuff. And I love the pact. I love the fact I paid myself so much attention. Because one of the best things that I love about a date, if it's a good person and if they're consistent, is if that guy is paying me lots of attention. So I got to spend time with myself and pay myself tons of attention and be really focused on myself, focused on what I want to eat, focused on what I'm wearing, focused on clothes I'm buying, focused on my looks for me. They focus on getting flattering clothes, all different types of clothes that might flatter me. I'm like, oh, some of this is slightly different shape to what I'm used to. Is this flattering or not? But you know what I mean? You can ask the opinions of shop people, which I did a little bit sometimes. I could actually fit into a size 14 dress about that, but then my bra was showing. I'm like, oh. I said to the person, is the bra supposed to be showing this? And she's like, no. It's quite hard because I got I'm big on the top, kind of big hips, and then a smaller waist, and so it's like, oh yeah, it doesn't really go with many clothes. But I loved it. I loved spending time with myself. I loved shopping and asking assistants to help me. And it just made me feel like I was a center of attention, which I love. Made me feel really special. And when you do that for yourself, it raises your self-confidence, self-worth. Because if someone comes along and they don't give that to you, you're just going to be thinking it's much happier for me to be single. And in the end, with my last relationship, I said that, and I'm much happier being single now. I mean, if I was seeing my ex still and he was coming every weekend, I wouldn't be able to self-date. And yes, when I'm in a relationship, I do like to spend a lot of time with the person, but at the end of the day, it wasn't good in the end between me and him. So I'd much rather be doing what I'm doing now, looking at myself, thinking I'm gorgeous, talking a beautiful, positive self-talk, wearing beautiful clothes, eating out in a place that I love, getting nice clothes for myself, paying myself loads of time, loads of attention, really super into to being with me and spending time with me, super loving on Sandra. Now, positive self-talk is a big aspect of this. So I want you to be thinking about the words you use with yourself when you're on your self-date. Are they positive or are they negative? I want you to make sure they're positive. I want you to be saying, like if you can't say hot and stuff like that because it's not you, then just say, I look cute. I look pretty in this. I look amazing in this. I look beautiful in this. And talk about your qualities. Like, what qualities do you like about yourself? I like the fact I am kind and caring. I like the fact I'm really generous with my time. And I like the fact I pay myself a lot of time and attention. I love attention. I love paying myself lots of attention. When I do that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm at a bliss point. I'm like paying Sandra lots of attention. She really deserves it. She looks beautiful and stunning. She's got a beautiful smile, beautiful eyes and face, beautiful lips, beautiful legs. Really rev yourself up. I want you to be doing this. I want you to be setting a date with yourself, making sure you know roughly what you're going to be doing on that date. You can have some leeway, but I want you to be setting specific goals for your self-dating. The reason for this is because you need to build self-trust. If you give yourself too much wishy-washiness, you're not really structuring your life properly, and you're not tying yourself to a specific target in which you can meet for yourself to make yourself trust yourself more. Because if you're just wishy-washy, you're not actually building as much trust with yourself because you're not committing to yourself. This self-dating is about commitment to yourself. It's about consistency with yourself. It's about persistency with yourself. And it's about working as a team with yourself. So basically, all this is setting you up for success, for healthier relationships with other people, whether that be a romantic relationship or a friendship, or even just where you've got to work as a team with someone, maybe in a work scenario. This is how you become a better individual and how you grow as a person to actually be better to be in a relationship with. Because if you treat yourself how you'd love to be treated in a relationship, that will not only make you feel happier, it will reflect outwards. And the more you treat yourself as a person you want to date and want to be in a relationship with, the less you will be interested in other people that don't give you that as the bare minimum. So ask yourself, like, what do you want to do on your date? Make a date. Put something in that you're going to do during that date. Because I want you to make contracts with yourself. I want you to make commitments with yourself. And I want you to keep them. I want you to be decisive. Because all of this builds your self-esteem up, builds your self-worth up. This is really important. People just don't do this. A lot of people don't even self-date. But the people that do, I feel, a lot of the time, they're not doing it as intentionally as they could. And it doesn't matter what gender you are, you should be doing self-dating, whatever gender, whether you're a guy, girl, non-binary, trans, gender fluid, or other, right? Make sure you date yourself to prove to yourself you're damn well worth it. Damn well worth it. Be intentional about the day you're going to date yourself. Be intentional about what you're going to do with yourself. Be intentional about what clothes you're going to wear to make yourself feel good. Be intentional about what you're saying to yourself in your mind or to yourself when you're walking up the road, when you're going to the place that you want to go to. I want you to be excited. I want you to be thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going there. I'm on this date. I'm really excited. Can't wait to be with myself. I'm with myself now. Oh my God. I want you to actually think about that throughout the week. I'm looking forward to being with myself. Like, because I've got a self date every Sunday now, I really look forward to it. I'm like, my gosh, I don't usually know till the night before what movie I'm going to see, or Thursday's the earliest it comes out. So Thursday, so I've got Friday or Saturday, and Saturday to choose, or even Sunday in the early hours of the morning. So usually I know I'm going to probably watch a kids club movie, but if there isn't a kids club movie that I want to watch, then I have to pick another movie later on to watch later on in the day. So that's kind of my plan every single week, but every single Sunday is self-date Sunday. So I've got to go out. If there was no films that I wanted to see, I'd have to do something else, because I'm like, you're self-dating on a Sunday. That's it now. I'm committed to myself to do that. The only time that would ever be different is if I happen to be seeing someone else, like a friend, or doing something else on that day. But usually I'm on a self-date with myself. That's what I'm committed to now. That's what I have got a new habit formed for. So when you're going to your date, like I said, with yourself, I want you to monitor your self-talk. Are you plumping yourself up? Plumping yourself up is probably the wrong word, although cakes could be nice for those who can eat them. But are you fluffing yourself up? Probably not even the right word. Are you building yourself up? That's a good word. Building your self-confidence, building your self-esteem up. Or are you tearing yourself down? We want to be building ourselves up. So we want to be saying positive stuff to ourselves. Like, you look gorgeous. And say stuff that you like about yourself. Wow, I feel you've got such a warm heart. I feel so kind and caring. I'm really looking forward to this date with you. I'm really looking forward to us spending time together. I'm really looking forward to me treating you. I'm really looking forward to me taking you out for a meal. I'm really looking forward to just spending quality time with you. Me and you don't get to spend enough time together. This is me talking to myself. I want you to talk to yourself like this. Because it's important. Because the more we treat ourselves how we want to be treated, the better treatment we'll either get from others, or we'll get so fed up with their lame treatment, we'll just forget about them or want out. And this is good, because we need to be raising our self-esteem, our self-confidence, our self-worth, so we don't end up with someone who's giving us less than we deserve. The more we take our own love life with ourselves seriously, the more we're going to get serious people to be with us in our lives and help us to love it even more. But when you're loving your own life so much and you're so in love with yourself and you're like, wow, I really love dating myself. I really want to see myself. I really look forward to seeing myself. It's so good. I really look forward to Sundays now. And my self-confidence has proved no end. I'm just so happy I'm single again. I'm so happy that I'm a solo artist of life. I'm so happy that I've got a lot more time for myself. In the week I'm working a lot, and even tonight I was working. So I had my self-date, and I left the last shop a little before 5 because they close at 5 because it's early on Sunday. But I did have some important work to do tonight, which I've got to post off tomorrow. It's work. It was like more legal stuff I needed to do. And I've got the majority of it ready now. I've still got a little bit of prep to finish in the morning. And then I'm going to be posting it off. So I've done the bulk of it. I've done all the typing aspect of it. I've just got to get the right address and stuff like that, and make sure I double spell check everything. So yeah, and then get ready to post it. So because I spent a lot of time with myself and put a lot of time, energy, and effort in with myself, I made myself feel so relaxed and good. I actually increased my productivity in the evening. I was procrastinating on this legal thing, and I really needed to get it done before Monday, which it is now. We're in the early hours of Monday. But I hadn't been able to really get my head around it before, because I was just feeling hazy and like I wasn't really feeling up to it, wasn't feeling great. I wasn't even feeling great the day before my self-date. I was feeling quite bad actually. But my self-date changed everything around for me. And I was able to be much more productive because I was so relaxed. My mind was clearer. So when I'm in a more relaxed state, my mind clears and the clutter of my mind disappears. And I just feel so good because I'm giving those feel-good chemicals to myself. And when you give those feel-good chemicals to yourself, you thank yourself and you want to spend more time where those feel-good chemicals came from. If they came from yourself, you're going to want to spend more time with yourself. You're going to dig yourself. You're going to be like, hey, you're so cool. Love you. Really want to spend time with you. Really love being with you. When you truly get into self-dating and self-loving, when you develop positive self-talk, when you rev up your clothing, when you rev up your personality, when you put time, energy, and effort into yourself and you make everything intentional. I even put perfume on for myself yesterday now, because I'm like, you smell gorgeous with that on. Put some perfume on. Look, do what makes you happy in a way that you feel like you're best and sexiest and happiest and most kind and caring and loving and sharing and giving with yourself, and just pay all the time and attention to you. Pay yourself tons of time and attention, because when you do, you'll thank yourself for it. Be like, oh my gosh, I'm so worth it. I'm so worth spending time and attention on. I'm so worth it. See what I mean? And your self-worth will automatically go up. Self-confidence is got through self-dating, but intentional self-dating, because you're setting a specific date with yourself, setting a specific day and time for yourself, and that builds trust when you follow through on that. Only if you follow through and take action, which in turn raises your self-confidence and self-esteem. So be intentional about what you think, what you say, what you do, what you feel, where you go, how you speak to yourself, how you treat yourself, and ask yourself, write it down. What my dream date look like? How would they behave towards me? They'd be paying me loads of attention, like they couldn't take their eyes off me. Do that with yourself. They'd be saying how kind and caring I am. Do that with yourself. They'd be spending time with me going shopping for clothing because it make me feel good. Do that with yourself. They'd be spending time eating a delicious meal with me somewhere I really enjoy. Do that with yourself. They'd be saying I look gorgeous. Say that to yourself. They'd be saying I like your legs. Say that to yourself. They'd be saying, oh, I'm so happy that you put your phone away because it means it's just me and you time. Do that with yourself. Everything that you wish your best date ever in this world to be, do that date with yourself and make it a practice to do that type of dating as much as possible, every week if possible, once a week, so that you truly give yourself high quality dates, and it leaves you with the knowledge and know-how and tools of how to treat yourself really well, so that when someone comes into your life that doesn't live up to that standard that you set for yourself, you'll basically want to let them go a lot quicker. You'll be like, oh, I'm not interested in this. I get to have a better time with myself. I pay myself tons of attention, tons of compliments, really into my own look, feeling comfortable, not stressed or anxiety induced at all with myself, and just feeling so relaxed and happy. I wish that for you. Hope you found this video useful, helpful, insight. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode, and grab a copy of Diary Confessions of a Hyper-Romantic Asexual and Asexual Perspectives on Amazon. Lots of love to you. They're both bestsellers, by the way. Take care. I'll see you soon next video live stream. Thumbs up if you like it. And don't forget to subscribe. There's lots of people who watch this channel, but they're not subscribed. So if that's you, please check and subscribe. See you soon next video live stream. Bye.